I'm 77 years old. Most mornings now, I wake up before the sun. Not because I want to, but because my body doesn't know how to sleep in anymore.
The house is quiet in a way it never used to be. And in that quiet, memories come back uninvited. I'm telling you this.
I'm 77 years old. Most mornings now, I wake up before the sun. Not because I want to, but because my body doesn't know how to sleep in anymore.
I just don't want this to disappear with me. For a long time, I thought I had done things the right way. Not perfectly, just responsibly, sensibly, the way you're supposed to. Now I know that belief cost me 53 years. These days, I sit at the small kitchen table with my coffee going cold, staring at the same scratch in the wood I've stared at for decades. It came from a chair leg when the kids were little. I used to mean to sand it down. I never did. I guess that tells you something. When you're young, time feels wide. It feels like a hallway with endless doors. You assume you'll get to all of them eventually. You don't rush. You don't linger either. You just keep moving forward. At 77, the hallway is very short, and most of the doors are already closed. I didn't wake up one day and ruin my life. That's the part people don't understand. There was no explosion, no single terrible decision, no dramatic fall. It was quieter than that. I was 24 when I got my first real job. It wasn't glamorous. A small office, beige walls, fluorescent lights that buzzed softly all day. I wore a tie that never quite sat right on my neck, but it was steady. My father was proud. That mattered to me more than I admitted. I told myself I'd only stay a few years, just long enough to get established. I met my wife around that time. She laughed easily back then, had a habit of humming when she cooked. We didn't have much, but we had plans. We talked about traveling, about slowing down someday, about not turning into our parents. We were sincere when we said those things. That's important. I wasn't lying. I believed them. But then life filled up. Work days turned into work weeks, promotions came, and with them expectations. I learned how to be dependable, how to be the guy people could count on, how to stay late without complaining. Every time I chose work, it felt reasonable, responsible, even noble. I missed a few dinners, then a few weekends. I told myself I'd make it up later. I always said later. When the kids came along, I thought I was doing it for them. College funds, stability, a better house. I told myself presence was less important than provision. I didn't know I was trading one for the other. There were small moments I barely noticed at the time. My son asking if I could come to his game, and me checking my watch before answering. My daughter stopping mid-sentence because she could tell I wasn't really listening. I was there, technically, but I wasn't available. At night, I'd sit on the edge of the bed, exhausted, telling my wife about my day. She'd listen. She always did. I rarely asked about hers. I assumed I already knew it. That assumption did more damage than I realized. Years went by like that. Not unhappy years, just busy ones, full ones, productive ones. People told me I was doing well, that I was successful. I believed them. What no one tells you is that erosion doesn't hurt while it's happening. It feels like progress. It feels like motion. You don't notice what's thinning until it's almost gone. I didn't notice when conversations got shorter, when laughter became polite, when the house felt quieter even when everyone was home. I noticed it later, much later. By the time I slowed down, my kids were grown. They were polite with me, respectful, but there was a distance I couldn't cross anymore. I hadn't built the bridge when it mattered. They had their own lives, their own rhythms. I was a guest in them. My wife and I retired around the same time. We thought that was when everything would finally begin. The traveling, the long mornings, the talks we never had time for. But something had already shifted.
We sat across from each other at breakfast with nothing urgent to discuss. Silence filled the space where intimacy should have been. We didn't fight, we just existed beside each other. I remember realizing one morning that I didn't know what she was thinking anymore. And worse, I didn't know how to ask. Then she got sick. Not suddenly, slowly. A cough that lingered, fatigue she brushed off, doctor visits that grew more serious. I was there every step of the way. I drove her to appointments. I learned how to measure medication. I slept in the chair beside her bed. People told me I was devoted. I wish devotion hadn't waited so long. There was a night near the end when she couldn't sleep. She asked me if I was happy, not with her, just in general. I didn't know how to answer. That question still sits with me. She passed quietly, too quietly. The house felt hollow afterward, like sound itself didn't know where to land. That was the turning point. Not because it shocked me, but because it stripped away the illusion that I had time left to fix things. After the funeral, people went back to their lives. They always do. I don't resent that. But when the door closed and I was alone, I realized something I'd never allowed myself to see clearly. I had postponed my life. Not happiness exactly, but presence, connection, depth. I thought there would always be another season to slow down, another chance to listen better, another conversation I could have later. There isn't. Some things don't wait. They age out. They move on. They die. I can't go back and sit in those bleachers. I can't hear the stories my kids stopped telling me. I can't become the version of myself my wife needed when she was still humming in the kitchen. That man is gone. What's left is this one. I see my children occasionally. Holidays, birthdays. We're cordial, warm even. But there are rooms in their lives I'll never enter. They didn't lock the doors. I just never showed up early enough to get a key. That's hard to admit. Loneliness in old age isn't always about being alone. Sometimes it's about being peripheral. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I'm grateful for many things. I had food on the table, a roof over my head, a career people respected. But none of that sits beside me at night. If I'm honest, the hardest part isn't the mistakes. It's how reasonable they all felt at the time. That's what I want you to understand. You don't lose your life by making terrible choices. You lose it by making acceptable ones for too long. By assuming love will wait, that conversations can be postponed, that presence is optional. If you're listening to this and your life feels full, that's good. Full can be beautiful. Just be careful what you're filling it with. I wish I had known that being needed is not the same as being known. That success doesn't sit with you when the lights are off. That people remember how you made them feel far longer than what you provided. I'm not telling you what to do. I don't have the authority for that. I can only tell you what I would do differently if time had been kinder to me. I would have come home earlier. I would have listened without glancing at the clock. I would have treated ordinary moments like they mattered, because they do. Most of life doesn't announce itself as important. It just shows up quietly and waits to see if you notice. I notice now. I talk to my wife sometimes when the house is especially quiet. Not out loud, just in my head. I tell her things I should have said sooner. I don't know if that counts for anything, but it helps me breathe. I don't have many years left. I feel that in my bones. I don't say that with fear, just with clarity. This isn't a warning, it's a confession. If this meant something to you, sit with it for a moment. You don't need to change your whole life. Just don't assume there will always be more time. There isn't always. I'm 77 years old. This is what it took me 53 years to learn. I hope you don't learn it the same way.